Hey guys, I'm trying to do YouTube and Facebook at the same time here, so quite I try to get the lighting and all that good stuff to work. As you all have heard, I'm sure, and has made a couple of videos already. She's, all ready to get her life back, as she keeps saying, and it's kind of like made me out to be a certain way. But it's okay. I'm used to that kind of behavior. This is my third relationship with a trans woman. Hello, Megan. Hello, Herb. Oops, so sorry. It's a different ballgame altogether. Really different ballgame altogether. And we had a little discussion on the drive to the doctor's appointment this morning, and had talked about how difficult it is for an FTM and an MTF to have a relationship because of the dynamic. FTMs have to try to prove themselves in a world that expects us to be very manly, so sometimes we have to overcompensate, and the power thing takes place, and just a whole bunch of different things that sometimes are not easily explained. A lot of the trauma that led us to become trans in the first place kicks in. So I believe that the dynamic between an MTF and an FTM is like this, because here you have this FTM who's supposed to be the husband and is supposed to keep the household safe and do certain things. Yes, Herb, I am definitely a strong person. Thank you. And yes, this too shall pass. Thank you for your love and light. It's just something that's very conflicting. I mean, I was married to Violet, my ex-wife, for 11 years, and we never had these struggles. Violet and I split up because I didn't feel stimulated enough in a relationship. I wanted more. After 11 years, when I became a raw vegan, my senses became heightened, and I required more. Lena stimulated my senses, but stimulated them so much to the point it was always a constant struggle and question. And what she took as controlling and smothering was me having to take into my life, a person that was very broken. Not only broken from the accident, but broken from, the ordeal of the ex-wife putting in a divorce and not wanting the kids to see them. Something happened here. Let's see. Am I still on? Yeah. Look like a hiccup. So that abandonment issue really created a lot of problems in Lena's psyche. And throughout the entire relationship, I was a massive emotional punching bag. And when Lena feels defensive, or when she feels, or the abandonment issues come up, she becomes, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There's this very pungent way of being, Oh, thanks, Donnie. I will forever be grateful for the relationship because Lena helped me get in touch with that feminine side. And those are the only times we didn't argue. If like the times when we detransitioned and I became the role of the woman, we got along very well. But as soon as, the alpha, because I am very alpha, I am extremely alpha. And, Violet loved that. And a lot of, people like that. But with an MTF, that just doesn't fly. So it's that dynamic that constantly, every little thing, like she mentioned in her video, was created an argument. If I told her not to go outside running or rollerblading, it's because I was literally concerned, supposed to be disabled and have, C1, C3, C4 fracture that didn't have surgery that are holding on to a thread that if you fall, you could become a quadriplegic. Yes, I was a mother hen. I protected her every step of the way, you know, healed her every step of the way. And that became my role. But, she's very young in her transition. And being so young in her transition, it's like a teenage girl that just wants to go out, have fun, and, explore the world. And that's fine and dandy. I'm 54 years old. I'm not there to, yeah, I enjoy having fun, but, I'm more of a quiet, stay at home kind of person. And this 90-day journey that we did, that we lost a lot of money because the impulses, everything is now, 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 and although they say that we're very responsible before, there's, stuff that sometimes I didn't feel that way, but I think that, there's a lot of love there, but I think that 3 years of all the hurt, verbal hurt, just took a toll. And, it's time to say goodbye. I think who's going to miss Luna the most is my female side, Maritza. And it's more like Maritza is going to miss Paul. Because when there was Paul and Maritza, everything worked out fine. The universe wouldn't have been cruel and created this gender confusion, between us. I think we would have been a very happy couple, and we would have lasted a lifetime. But the whole dynamic between FTM and MTF totally doesn't work. It's just this: an alpha FTM, and then an MTF who still has a lot of the same characteristics when they lived as male, especially if they didn't transition to later in life. It doesn't really work. So, I'm not gonna she went in detail and said so much stuff, so much negative stuff, which, really breaks my heart, because I put my life on hold and changed my entire world, and fell into these traumas of, whenever she missed the kids, and whenever just things with her mother and her sister and just the whole caboodle. I mean, even our journey had to get cut short because, then I read an article, and then all of a sudden the article got in her mind about that she was a narcissist and she had to stop being a narcissist, and we had to change our plans, and we went, to see her mother, and then the journey kind of just halted. But, that journey was there because I wanted to please her. I wanted her to not get bored. I mean, I don't need much. I'm the type of person that I could just sit, look at a tree, and be happy. I'm definitely a minimalist, and, all I want is love and to be loved. I don't need the whole stimulation and the whole 9 yards, but, she's young in her transition, and she is 6 years younger than me. So, like I said, I'm not gonna, it is what it is, and she'll always have a special place in my heart, especially Maritza's heart. Paul will always have a special place in Maritza's heart, and it was not meant to be. It was not meant to be. And I thought that we would go on together. I thought, I'm sorry. I thought that this was going to be it. I'm trying to be so strong for the past few weeks, trying to be this hard ass person. I thought we watched the movie The Notebook, and a man stood by the side of a woman, and she had Alzheimer's, and go visit her every day in the nursing home. I thought, yes. And if you all saw the movie in The Notebook, when they were younger, they were explosive like that. They fought all the time, but they loved each other dearly. I'm not perfect. I grew up in a very abusive household. My father beat up my mother. He was an alcoholic. My mother was abusive towards me. It was like, Mama dearest. So I developed this character, you know, this character, Mark. And when I had a chance, when I learned about transition, I made the character come to life. I fell in love with Paul. Because when I met Lena in the hospital, I didn't see a Lena. I saw a broken man, a man that had been abandoned by his family, a man that was left all alone in a hospital bed. And I couldn't leave. I couldn't just turn away and say, hey, sorry, nice to meet you, but, you know, I'm not going to get involved. But I couldn't do that. I stayed, and I've been with Lena since that day on. It's like, for the first time in my life, I made myself vulnerable, and I opened my heart. And that vulnerability and that love got taken for controlling, like suffocating, I'm this, that. But when you, it's like a mother, when mother takes care of their child because they don't want them to get run over, and I know that, you know, they can't get excessive, but, you know, Linda's very known for doing what we call arrebatos in Spanish, which is like, you know, very out of a whim, she'll do something not thinking it through, and, you know, it could end up getting into trouble. You know, there's like no control in the way she does things. She doesn't think before she does. And I am older, so I was always like, no, we can't do that. You know, we've got to do it this way. And, you know, she resented that every single time. I won't be there anymore to protect her. Gosh, she fell off a freaking mountain coming to see me. You know, she would fall asleep on the wheel all the time prior to that, according to other people that knew her in the past. I mean, it's impulse control. She has none, you know. But I'm not going to be there anymore. My role is done. My role is over. So now I go back taking care of me. Focusing on me. And finding work that helps me help other people, because that's what I do. I've been doing that since I was a little kid. I'm a hero. So I do. I mean, the doctors gave me 25% of recovery. You see her now. And it was for all the love, all the care. Taught her how to eat, you know. But hey, I don't regret it. I don't regret anything I've done. The detransitioning, the losing face of the trans community. Because prior to Lena, I was friends with the trans community. And then it came into my life. I lost my sponsors. I lost my reputation. Everything went downhill. She's very argumentative, although she claims to be very mellow, and you know, she's not. She's not. Just the other day, she wrote something on. We have a little thing here called Grand County Goodies, and you know, she said something about the places we ate. Prior to that, she had said that she loved the food, and then she ended up putting another post and saying that she hated it. So there's this double mindedness that, and it's part of that neurological impairment, you know. But you know, she can be very argumentative, and I'm no saint. Okay, I'm no saint. You know, it's like we both want to be right, and when we both want to be right, it's just like this, and then the Asperger kicks in, and then it's like, oh my God, it's like never ending, you know. But thank you, Chris. Yeah, I know. I'm human. I try not to show that side. It's like Mark, the alpha badass. You know, I always try to put up this front, but deep down inside, I'm a Cancer. That's my sign, and we're really mushy inside. And I protect myself because I get hurt. I get hurt very easily. It's hard to start over, but I will. It's part of what it has to be. Right now, I'm not interested in relationship. I mean, these past 3 years, it's taken a toll on me like no man's business. It's been extremely, extremely draining, extremely draining. Dealing with a person that 1 minute says one thing, the next minute says something else, and you don't know, like, okay, well, what are we doing? Which one is it? And 1 minute's happy, and the next minute, just because one says something that doesn't agree with their way or whatever, boom, you got this abusive, verbally abusive individual that throws the F bomb. I'm never, ever use the F bomb to, on a person, especially a person that you love. I mean, that's not something that one does. But, she was candid and open in the past couple of videos that she made, and I feel like, hey, I need to be candid and open too. I mean, I'm far from perfect, although she says, you think you're Jesus 2.0 and that I think that I'm never wrong. Well, it's not that I think that I'm never wrong, but a lot of times whenever I say, hey, honey, let's do it this way, or this is going to happen, it's been that way. And that's because I have an intuitive thing about me, and I am older, and I've been through a lot. Lena was very sheltered. She was raised Christian. She married her, her sweetheart from college, and, was a father of 5 kids. And, I've been around the block and back. I've had lots and lots and lots of relationships, as a lesbian. I had lots and lots of relationships, and I think a lot of my inability, to stay in a relationship. I mean, I've had 11-year relationship with Violet, and I've had long-term relationships, but it's that being raised by a very bipolar mother, and a very abusive father, and the household is so dysfunctional that, I'm looking for that perfect love, and I know that it may never come, it may not exist, but that's the reason it's like when things are like so, like not working right, it's like, okay, it's time to end it. But anyway, I think I've rambled long enough. I want to thank all of you for your support, and for listening. And, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. I'm going to try to keep myself very busy. It's been hard when you're so used to taking care of someone and been their everything. It's hard to just now, to find, it's like, okay, I can relax. I don't have to like worry all the time. It's like, so that's going to take some time to do. But thank you once again. And I'll be making more videos. I just wanted to make this quick one, and I'm glad she's enjoying her pedicure, and enjoying the life that she felt in the past 3 years she didn't have. I mean, it was a Macy's girl, and she came down to this little small town, and, the simplicity, I guess, wasn't enough for her. So I hope she enjoys her life. I really do. I've been enjoying mine and the simplicity in a little town here in Silver City, because that's all that matters. Love, health, in my opinion, simplicity. I'm a minimalist, and I'm happy about being that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Love you, but remember to always love yourselves too.